Hi everyone, comic reviewer here. This time doing another Spidey-tember episode review. And this one is on the Alien Costume Part 1. Now, as you know, the Alien Costume is a 3-part episode story. So pretty much is going to be building up to the whole Venom storyline. And I would say that it also does take a lot of inspiration that would be passed on to Spider-Man 3. So the premise of the episode is meant to follow John Jameson's son, as well as another astronaut, Paul Stevens, who are sent to a newly discovered asteroid and discover a rock known as Prometheum X. And at the same time, something happens to the sort of asteroid, and we kind of see how it also brings back the symbiote. We also see how Kingpin sends the Rhino to get the Prometheum X, and how John Jameson and Paul Stevens' shuttle crashes. And this is where we're going to see Peter pretty much trying to save John Jameson's son, and unknowingly comes into contact with the symbiote. I think what's interesting about the episode is that, it also brings in the Rhino sent by the Kingpin. And I think, they do a good job with the Rhino here. And we know Eddie Brock is going to see this as a golden opportunity, and pretty much lies to Jameson about seeing the Rhino. And the thing about Eddie, anytime he tries to do something, you know it's going to backfire horribly. So we kind of see how, Jameson has issued this whole $1 million reward, and we see how Peter kind of complains about how he's going to be seen as the bit of the bad guy, and we kind of see how Peter goes in a dreamlike sequence and then wakes up the black suit. And here, you really do see how Peter later on gains all these amazing abilities, but of course, there is going to come a price. And I think the episode really does a better job than I think Spider-Man 3 was trying to do, because here, we see at first Peter thinks the symbiote's a godsend, and you can tell as soon as he kind of puts on this big fancy suit, thanks to the symbiote, it's him trying to be something he's not. And you can even tell Aunt May, Felicia are horrified about Peter's new kind of defensive behaviour. And when we do see Peter going against a Rhino, you know Peter is being a bit more ruthless. He's being a bit more violent. And when Peter does see the sort of downsides of how he almost was going to kill Rhino, he does see the sort of horrors that he almost done. And we do see a kind of glimpse of what Peter might become had he been further corrupted by the symbiote. And I think it's an interesting story. Like, it kind of shows you at first Peter's life is going to go bad, and at first the symbiote comes into the picture, he thinks it's a godsend. But later on, as soon as he realises the downsides of what this new behaviour has done, it's him questioning what is really going to happen. And I think what's interesting is, during the dream sequence, it does take some inspiration from Amazing Spider-Man issue 258. And the way I always kind of view the two costumes fighting over Peter throughout part 1 is meant to be Peter's normal self, while the symbiote is the darker half. And it's Peter's sort of conscience and his soul fighting for control. And again, we know what the symbiote can do, and it makes Peter into this more aggressive, defensive character, but not as badly as what I think Spider-Man 3 was trying to go for. But I think really, there's going to come repercussions for the next 2 episodes. We're going to see characters come to the realization, some are going to get hurt, and things are going to get a lot worse. So I think this episode definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still enjoyable. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.